Bruh, on everything, like clockwork. Every few months, the Midwest gets a new crash out rapper that emerges like a creative player, wreaking havoc on their communities one diss track at a time. First it was the Bloodhound Demons of Chicago, but now it's looking like America's murder capital is finally getting some shine with the apparent face of St. Louis drill rap CTS Lil Wick. Bro might look like the doppelganger of Slim Jesus, but this nigga is definitely the most violent member of the Wigga industrial complex, with a highly publicized body to bragging on IG Live about being inches away from taking the life of Bloodhound Q50.
That ain't take shit from me. I was trying to take something from them. And life.
This dude needs some intense therapy. However, his mentally unhinged crash out tendencies allowed him to become the greatest hope to move the mainstream direction into the favor of St. Louis's drill scene. Over the last years, his motion has been growing from vlogs with YouTube legends like Tommy G to even breaking 1 million views in a matter of a couple weeks for his newest Bloodhound Q50 diss. Y'all tell me what other rappers beefing across state lines. This nigga really on some 3D chess shit, which is exactly the reason why we're gonna tap into the deadly life of CTS Lil Wick, his ongoing beefs, and his future right now. But before we do, gang, I'm gonna need you to do something for me, man. Like, comment, subscribe. We finna run this video. We on the road to 30K subs. You already know why I've been saying that. Make sure you tap into the merch link in the description at staysafeworld.com. Hit that notification bell so whenever I post, y'all are tuning right away. So let's get into this with chapter 1. The biggest takeaway from this video is this generation of white rappers is built completely different, man. This ain't no BC Boys. This ain't no Eminem. CTS Lil Wick out here making Netspin look like Greta Thunberg. This nigga straight white version of the Taliban. People often think that Chicago is the most dangerous city in the US. And part of the reason why is it's a huge city with large pockets of violence. But keep in mind the population is big as fuck. When you look at murders per 100K residents, it barely even cracks the top 10. The one city you will always find on the top 10 list of everything is St. Louis, Missouri. Often dubbed the murder capital of the US, it has a murder rate of 69.4. That means 65 people out of every 100,000 would end up being a murder victim over the year. That's honestly a crazy place to grow up, and explains CTS Lil Wick rise to becoming a drill rapper. Growing up in South St. Louis's Patch neighborhood, he admits he had an alright childhood with both parents in the house, but the environment around him was pretty much cooked. The Patch neighborhood is often described as an area for the less fortunate, with out in the open drug use and prostitution pretty much running rampant. In interviews, he talks about jumping off the porch super early, bro. Like he was basically in like 3rd grade just as a way to survive. He said he first started carrying a gun at just 10 years old.
Yeah, I had my first gun at 10, 11.
Things to sort of like having your first gun at the age of 10 years old.
The first time he smoked gas was 7. CTS Lil Wick's story is the most direct example of what being a product of your environment can be like. He said that he joined a gang at 12 years old with other people in his neighborhood, and they would be called CTS, or Courtois Trap Stars. CTS 70 is a set on the south side in the 1st district. Their set is located on Courtois, Minnesota. They're hella young and aren't really super deep, and they're going up with this rapping shit. Rel, Houdini, T4, Lil Wick, and E Guapo all got fire music, and we're all pretty much involved in the scene. Their main beef is with 39 Strip Pressure Gang within the city, but they're also cool with another gang called Valet Gang. However, their most notable beef is definitely with Bloodhounds of Chicago, and that's because they're somehow clicked up with 9-5 Mob, which we're gonna get into later. Being in the murder capital of the United States, he was exposed to death and violence and saw it firsthand when he caught his first body and went viral in the city for it. And we're gonna get into that crazy story in chapter 2 right now, because imagine just smoking a crackhead that tried to kill you, bro. It's something I've never even heard of. So let's get into that. Imagine minding your business one second and the next you're shooting a meth addict who just drew a gun down on you in broad daylight. The streets of St. Louis sound like a musty GTA server at this point. On August 26, 2022, CTS Lil Wick was riding around with his homies on mini bikes when he was approached by a white Jeep with 2 people in it at a red light. Apparently, at that point, the Jeep was going in the opposite direction and made a U-turn. After that, the Jeep pulled alongside them and engaged with them. It was at that point CTS Lil Wick, aka Michael Henderson, said he saw a gun and heard gunshots. Henderson, aka Lil Wick, responded by drawing his own weapon, striking and killing the 42-year-old driver Joseph Raymond Shaw. Obviously, in any other scenario like this, people would just say self-defense and he would just get off easy. But this was a huge case within the city because of the fact that he had a rap career and was online flexing AK-47s like a Taliban member. People definitely pointed to him and even said that he was really the aggressor in the situation, which honestly made no sense. Looking back at it though, he talks about it multiple times, just basically saying that he didn't want to kill this dude, but he was forced to do it and he has no remorse over it, and even had a pretty crazy response to it.
Today about the incident, do you have any, I guess, remorse or any...
What you mean, like right after it happened?
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
Because I guess a million thoughts would be going through your head straight away, I would think. I'm not sure though.
I mean,
Yeah,
shit.
he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it, but he had to do it.
Oh, some shit like, look, right?
It was do or die, goddamn.
Oh, some shit like when it first happened, after it happened, I'm like, damn, roll them up. Oh, some shit like that. But shit, damn, now I gotta take care of this shit. Now I gotta worry about my freedom and shit, you know? Cause I already knew they was gonna try to make me look like something I ain't, you know? Just cause I be in the streets shooting videos and shit, I'm a rapper and shit, so you know they gonna try to portray their image just cause I'm in the trenches and shit.
Safe to say this shooting put him on the map, and it allowed him to get the Hood Vlog press tour on deck with videos from Tommy G, videos from Brandon Buckingham visiting him. Fast forward a couple years though, and his crazy ass beef with Bloodhound Q50 will pretty much put nationwide eyes on him just a couple months ago. Man, when you're looking at the top floor boss of crash outs like Bloodhound Q50, you probably rooted for his career and hoped the best because he was able to take a terrible situation and turn it into something positive with a rap career. But it's looking like, unfortunately, his past tendencies of moving terrible might have apparently caught up to him.
Let's check on Q50, man. They didn't park this shit down there.
Fucking jet ass right now.
Never popped nobody that famous before. It's my first time.
After a crazy shootout in St. Louis, Missouri, you might wonder how could a rapper who's from a city like Chicago, which is like hundreds of miles away, be into it with people from St. Louis to the point where they want to hunt him down after a club appearance and air out his SUV. I mean, if you look at dude's history with other rappers in the area, we could see a completely crash out trajectory filled with robbing people and bragging about it, to disrespecting local rappers and drill disses. You know, Q50 pretty much took his antics from Chicago and brought them to the 7th most dangerous city in the world. Being from a set of black disciples called Drill City and a subset known as 079 Bloodhound from the 79th and Maryland area, Q50 has had a crazy past couple of years. He initially blew up being the cousin and close collaborator with Bloodhound Lil Jeff, aka Lil Jeff Dahmer, Chicago's most infamous new-gen shooter who literally killed multiple people in broad day.
Chicago police investigating a fatal shooting yesterday evening. 19-year-old Jaleel Goins was pronounced dead at Rush University Medical Center, but police and nearby residents tell us the incident began in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street, where Goins was a passenger in a rideshare and was shot.
The search is on for the gunman who shot and killed 2 teenagers right in the middle of the loop during the busy lunch hour yesterday. The victims were leaving their high school. CBS 2's Noel Brennan has more on the investigation.
Teens made it only steps away from the front door of their school, and the shooting happened here, right next to the elevator that leads up to the L tracks.
Chicago police say 2 teens are shot. 17-year-old Montario Williams and 16-year-old Robert Boston did not survive. Surveillance video captures the teens leaving Innovations High School as a dark sedan pulls up. At least one person gets out, runs up to the...
And Q50 was allegedly along the ride with them. Unfortunately, Jeff would be gunned down while him and Q50 were sliding on their ops allegedly called Trap City. Even before this, Q50 has been known for rapping extremely incriminating lyrics to another gang called 9-5 Mob, where he pretty much claimed the hat for their beloved member Boogie in a broad day McDonald's shooting. Apparently rumors basically pinned 9-5 Mob stealing something from the Bloodhounds, but like most beasts in Chicago, it doesn't really matter how things started, it just really matters how things escalate. Well, one day in November 10th, 2022, an OG from the 9-5 Mob named Rodney Stone, who also went by Boogie, was visiting a McDonald's with his mother and brother on 95th Street. A quick family outing for some burgers quickly escalated into a broad daylight shooting, when a white Infiniti pulled up in the parking lot and two gunmen began shooting at the family.
Then they got shot and he went running back into McDonald's, and a CTA bus operator caught him as he fell. One ran around the back by the Maxwell Street hot dog stand, and he succumbed to his injuries. He fell.
Thursday night, crews boarding up the windows of this McDonald's on 95th Street, just off the Dan Ryan, where police say a woman and two men were shot.
Apparently a car pulled up with an individual who opened and shot.
The brother was shot in the back, but he survived when he ran inside. The mother was shot in the arm, but she also survived. However, Boogie was not very lucky because when the shooters came, he tripped and fell, and they shot him multiple times as he was the intended target. He would later die at the scene. This shooting was so brazen that not long after this McDonald's would board up his windows and close for good. It's also crazy because this murder would actually tie into a relationship that he had with another St. Louis artist named CTS Lil Wick, who literally just posted and trolled Bloodhound Q50 getting shot just minutes ago. You see, CTS Lil Wick, the YC, apparently is super tight with YFG Fatso, a rapper who signed to OTF, who has close ties with 9-5 Mob. Honestly, that's just the least crazy beef situation within this St. Louis ops situation that we got going on. And we're going to get into it deeper into the next chapter because it has to do with a lot of what happened in the aftermath of the alleged shooting. Man, imagine people literally posting that you robbed someone for $60K worth of jewelry and then decided to book a show in his city not even a month after. It makes no sense, but this is exactly what happened with Q50. I guess he looked back on the type of shit him and Bloodhound Lil Jeff would do. You know, they were known for going around and robbing people and literally smoking people who robbed them. So they pretty much just tried it in St. Louis. Back several months ago, he would be posting on IG, flexing what looked like a stolen jewelry and would look like posting a sneak diss by posting this STL rapper named Mullah Mitch song underneath it. He'd also post an IG story with the same thing and pretty much was begging the ops to feel some type of way. That's why it was crazy when he would promote a concert at a venue in Washington Park, Illinois, which is literally feet away from the border with Missouri and is pretty much in St. Louis. So imagine posting up in your ops hood after robbing someone, you know, robbing one of the people that also make music. On top of the fact that it seems like more beef from another angle was apparently taking place at the same time from CTS Lil Wick. CTS Lil Wick at one point said he listened to Q50's music, but things look like they took a turn into the wrong direction when Bloodhound Q50 had issues with YFG Fatso. I previously spoke on Bloodhound Q50 having problems with 9-5 Mob, which is a close ally to YFG Fatso. On top of this, Bloodhound Q50 signed to NLMB and had close ties to NLMB members as their hoods are allied. Just a couple months ago, we just reported a mass shooting that took place at NLMB member Mellow Buck's release party in Chicago.
We start with new information on the deadly River North mass shooting. The gunman targeted people as they stood outside the Artist Lounge where an album release party had just wrapped up for Chicago rapper Mellow Bucks. We have live team coverage on the River North mass shooting, starting with CBS News Chicago investigator Tara Molina, who has the latest on the investigation. Tara.
Erica, police have confirmed this shooting that left 2 men and 2 women in their 20s dead was not random. This was a targeted shooting. I asked the Chicago police superintendent about concerns that this incident was gang-related, with corresponding concerns about retaliation. Take a look at your screen. This new video shows the moment the car drove up to Artist Lounge at Chicago and Franklin, the people inside firing guns. You can actually see the flashes of light from the gunfire. We've blurred the images of the victims. The calls for help started coming in around 11, with 18 people shot, 4 of them killed.
Hey, squad, we need more ambos out here. We don't have nearly enough.
The venue targeted, according to police. We know the crowd was leaving the album release party for Chicago-born rapper Mellow Bucks. Her new album, Hollyhood. She confirmed on social media many of the people hurt were her friends.
This wasn't some random shooting where someone just decided that they were going to shoot at this particular group of people. Chicago police said around 11 p.m., a dark vehicle drove past the building in the 300 block of West Chicago Avenue, where 3 people from inside fired shots into a crowd of people standing on the sidewalk. The crowd was there to just leave Artist Lounge following an album release for Mellow Bucks. Multiple people died. YFG Fatso went on to troll, literally like making fun of everything that went there.
You talk about Adam down, put his ass in the wood too. Hey, what? We gotta go get like 5 red lighters real quick.
Surely Q50 would go on to diss YFG Fatso, and video would release of early altercations where YFG Fatso would be pressed by Bloodhound members like Rel Burt. It's safe to say that this complex web of beefs had CTS Lil Wick pitching in size and pretty much dissed Bloodhound, posting a story saying he was smoking that Bloodhound Lil Jeff pack and smoking Lil Scoom, which in turn would have Q50 respond with that story where he's flexing the jewelry, and he would actually say this is for him smoking Lil Scoom, or saying that he was doing that, bruh.
It's literally claiming the shooting that almost took out Bloodhound Q50 in multiple diss tracks and multiple interviews, doing the hood vlog press circuit and everything in between. This dude has pretty much gone crazy viral. I mean, he dropped a Bloodhound Q50 diss and it's gotten almost 1 million views. And for someone that didn't get $60,000 allegedly stole from them, as he says, bro definitely had a personal relationship with trying to murk this dude. So at the end of the day, man, it's honestly super crazy. This dude is not no Slim Jesus. This isn't no nigga that's just like cosplaying. This nigga really be talking about that real shit that he be actually doing. But one thing that I did notice in looking up this video, bro's music is low-key hard. Like, I'm not even gonna cap. Bro's music is low-key fire. So if you're looking for someone to actually listen to and you want a new St. Louis rapper, so this dude doesn't have to be doing drills and shit like that 24/7 and can actually be a big artist, man, go check out his music. You already know what the fuck going on. Real Say shit. You already know. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Peace.